Long story incoming. Be me in high school. Smart but borderline autistic, overweight, and was socially inept with a small but tight group of similarly autistic friends in a gifted program. Apply for Gifted Kids summer camp by myself. This camp is a pretty big deal in my country. Accepted.wav. Moved to camp for a month. Started to settle in and we meet other kids. We're separated into project groups of 4 and 5 and are supposed to work together for a month to compete with others at the end in a big convention. Meet girl who is a year younger than me in my group. She is incredibly brilliant, even among everyone in a camp for gifted high school kids. Actually quite pretty. She had this incredible combination of a bright-eyed curiosity, wit, and high school innocence. We started to get along well and hanging out outside of the regular group meetings. She was approachable and bubbly, not in a fake normie social way, as she can be straightforward and say otherwise socially unacceptable things. At the time I was interested in bio and had a hobby in writing music. Was quite bad at it, but I'd show her my songs and she really liked them. Told her that I wanted to be a composer. She wanted to be a writer and seemed to have quite a talent for it too. In turn, she also introduced me to theater, anime OSTs, and other pop culture things that I had no clue about. There were talent shows at this camp, and we decided to perform an anime song together with her on vocals and me on piano, as well as a second song with the roles reversed. One day after a group meeting, we needed to get back to the residence building. Starts to rain and she looks at me. Anon, do you think we'll get more drenched if we run or walk, based on the wind speed? Well, I don't know, only one way to find out. We proceeded to run through the rain together with our books over our heads while laughing all the way. Make it to residence building, both breathless and still laughing. Genuinely start to fall in love with this girl. A few weeks later, group competes in convention. Didn't win. Oh well. Talent show performance was a great success. Approaching end of camp. Talk to girl and she's applying to Ivy League early admission. Really happy for her, but don't say anything about us because I'm socially inept and incredibly shy. Last day of camp. Pack up my things and get ready to go. See her at the lobby. She walks towards me. Well, I guess this is it, Anon. Yeah, I guess so. Hopefully I can see you sometime again. We say that it would be a dream come true if we could write a musical together one day. We hug and I leave with my things. Talk briefly on FB afterwards for a few weeks. Conversation naturally dies as living too far apart with no interaction. Girl was accepted to Ivy League last I saw on FB. 9 years later. Be me last year of law school, graduating in a few months to become a lawyer. Not a giga chad or extrovert by any means, but have since worked out, got my stuff together, and am in a good place with decent social skills. Since the girl introduced me to anime OSTs, was heavily inspired by them since and started to work towards that style as a songwriter. Started a Spotify and YouTube channel with my band and a few years later, at this point was actually quite successful with million plays a month of our music and moving up with some good gigs for tours. Was running outside for daily run one day. See someone that looks like girl from long ago and attention is instantly drawn towards her. As I was running, exchange a quick glance with her. She looks kinda like high school summer camp girl, but looked kinda different. Because it was too fast, I couldn't pinpoint what exactly. Keep running, whatever. That night think about what just happened. I have a hunch and opened up our FB chat with the last message from years ago. Send a message. Hey, by chance are you in X City? Next day check Messenger and see reply. Oh hey Anon, yes I am in X City. Was that you I saw yesterday? Yeah, I'm studying law at X City, about to graduate soon. Wow, me too. I just got in this year. Was really excited at this point. I'd kind of forgotten about her over the years but started to remember everything. At that point was just out of a long-term relationship with the only girl I ever dated. I interpreted this as a second chance of sorts to not be autistic and arranged to meet up with her to catch up. Relationship-wise, I'm a romantic. Yes, I know, red pill this, black pill that, but at heart I still believe in true love. And I'm an optimist, which is clearly expressed in my art. A few days later. Day of dinner meetup. Excited to see her again after so many years. Show up to restaurant and she's already there. Oh Anon, it's so good to see you again. Hug her again and then sit down to look at her. She looks different right off the bat in a couple of key ways. She looked much older and more tired than before. I do realize that I last saw her in high school, which was a long time ago, but at this point we're still early 20s. She gained a lot of weight, to the point where it is in significant detriment to her overall looks. Not obese, but definitely very overweight. Just from first glance, she's lost that bright aura that I loved so much about her, seemingly weathered down and degraded through time. I ignore these internal reservations and keep up my excited attitude as I refuse to believe that looks say everything about someone, no matter what it might have been in the past, and we start to talk about life over the past years. I start, and after I'm done going through some of the things I'm up to now, she seems quite happy for me and pleased to hear that things panned out the way they have. Start talking about personal life. I say I dated a girl for many years. Things didn't work out due to difference in life plans after graduation. She starts her story by saying that culturally things were very left-leaning on campus at her uni. She had come from strict and traditional Asian family and dropped into that environment, went through a sexual debauchery phase alongside many of her friends since that's what people did. Yeah, I lived all around the world, Anon. I was excited to move to Y City in Europe, Z City in Asia, etc. I wanted to write my novel while still sitting at a cafe in Y City. It was a dream of mine. But once I was there, Anon, it really wasn't all that it was made out to be, and I couldn't come up with anything. She then talked about some bad relationship experiences she had early on. I went on to have a ton of sex with all these random people all around the world. I used to think this stuff was really something, but after a while you just come to realize it's not really special at all. She said all of this in a very matter-of-fact, straightforward way, not unlike she used to do for other topics. Right now, I'm dating this Christian guy. He's really nice. I've tried all sorts of stuff, but now I'm just looking for someone to settle down with, you know. He comes from a super conservative family, the kind that reads the Bible all the time. Can you believe I had to try to have sex with him for 5 days straight before he caved? Haha. The disappointment and utter sadness that washed over me during this exchange was something I would remember for the rest of my life. Although my face was smiling, my laughs audible when she made yet another offhand remark about her sexual past, inside I just felt dead knowing all of this. Well, Anon, to tell you the truth, I was exactly like you too, especially back then. I remember talking about this stuff with you during camp all those years ago, and we were both definitely romantics at heart. But I guess after so many years of just life in the real world, that side of me is just gone, I guess. I like to think I'm a realist these days. To be honest, I was pretty mentally blanked out at this point, hearing just enough to make small talk and continue the conversation. It was 11 PM at this point. We split the bill and I walked her back to her place, said goodbye and then walked home. As I lied awake in bed that night, I just couldn't let go of the reality that this is the person she became. I could discuss at length what's to blame here, herself, her family, the feminist sexual liberation narrative on popular culture, the men she dated. If she had told me that day that she had a loving boyfriend that she stayed with through the past years, the bright-eyed romantic in her had stayed alive in this time, and that she still had faith in her career as a writer in the years to come, I would have felt happy for her. But instead, I felt like I was sorting through the ruins of a once great Roman hall, finding remnants of the delicate pearl engravings that adorned its beautiful walls. I couldn't help but wonder that if I had been with her from the beginning through these years, that she'd be a completely different person right now. These questions plagued me for a while, until eventually I needed to focus on other things in my life. I never did want to talk to her again really after that. Never in my life had I witnessed firsthand just how our society has spiritually ruined an incredibly intelligent, beautiful young woman piece by piece. I hope I never have to see this happen again, especially to those close to me. I will do everything in my power to stop this from happening to those I care about. There are things in life like personal dreams and love that are worth believing in. If we stop believing in these things, our life ceases to have meaning, leaving only a husk to wander this world. Anyway guys, if you liked the video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Bye!